How is it going today?
Lord,
My name's Dwayne.
My name's Jasmine.
We're Dwayne Jazz. Today we have for you the dark side of Jake Poole.
Sounds like Star Wars.
Yeah, I know. The dark side of the Force. Alright, this is part 2 of Shane's documentary series. You got 8 parts. Get your stacks. This is a 46-minute video.
Yeah.
If you guys have any extra questions, please follow us on our social medias. In the link description below. Don't forget to
subscribe.
Let's dive in.
Is asleep right now, and we are going to do the buried alive prank. The buried alive prank is where you go into someone's room while they're sleeping, you put a ton of blankets over them. It's like a lot of weight and like pressure, and they feel like they're in a coffin, and you play an ambulance noise, and then you start to talk like it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay, she's gonna make it through it, she's gonna make it through it, and then they freak out. Alright, so let's see what happens.
What? What kind of prank is this? What is this?
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Okay, she could definitely get out.
She could definitely suffocate from that.
No, I think she could definitely get out of that.
So scary! Jade!
You couldn't breathe?
No.
Yeah.
I feel like she could have got out of that.
You think so?
Yeah, the top of it was definitely able. You could just bust out of that.
She was so scared.
I don't know. It's still.
Are you mad at me? Don't be mad at me.
I think I would appreciate somebody trying to suffocate me.
Yeah, right.
As a prank. Okay,
Right.
what if I don't breathe?
Right. Yeah, that could go south real quick.
Wish me luck.
I'm gonna end up on drama over it.
Right. Yeah. No. Oh.
Oh, the
We're
dogs.
all psychopaths.
Headed to the therapist. Oh, okay.
Hey everybody, today I want to talk to you about the word psychopath. So stay tuned.
What do you think? I think that there's got to be some reason why somebody can be as, I don't know what the word is, outgoing, negatively outgoing is him?
I love negatively outgoing.
I love you.
Whatever it is probably runs in the family because his brother.
Right.
But Logan, I feel like, is more likable.
Oh, I see where they got those masks from when they was helping out. Right. Right. Yep.
Boxing match.
Yep. Oh, Batman.
Why do you sound like that?
I have no idea why Bane sounded like that at all.
Doing like a documentary thing about whether or not he's a sociopath.
Oh yeah, I heard you talking about it, yeah.
Oh, really?
Have you met any sociopaths?
My ex-wife.
People, but don't know if you're a sociopath. Yeah, how do you tell somebody's a sociopath?
I mean, you have to watch them for a while.
From what I've read, they're instantly likable, but they don't have real emotions, and everything they do is kind of an act, and they just want to manipulate people.
My wife.
Oh.
See, I told you.
Oh my
What'd I
God.
say?
Oh
What did I say? I knew it.
It's the opposite. It's unlikable, not likable. Yeah, that's her.
See?
He just said it twice, yeah.
My ex-wife.
At least his face is not shown.
Right.
Of course.
You don't follow. I guess it would make sense that you don't follow. Why would you follow?
I mean, oh my goodness
That is
gracious.
literally the most haunted thing.
So this is his girlfriend, right? Erica. I know that.
Girlfriend, in quotations.
There. Shit naming is.
That has to be fake.
Yes.
That is the most fake relationship, right?
It doesn't look real.
Oh, he likes animals, so that's good. Or is he pretending to like
Oh,
animals?
baby.
Who's that with him?
Justin Roberts. That's Justin Roberts.
He looks like he's from
Whoever Justin
Magpie or
Roberts is, he
something.
has his own private plane.
Right.
I have so many questions. Seriously. They have a giraffe? Is that for real?
What is that?
Do they actually have a giraffe?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
buddy? Yo, say hi to the Jake Paul. Maybe.
Maybe.
Weird.
This picture, that looks like two fucking straight up sociopaths planning their next move.
That was him going to the fight.
Oh, the caption go.
Going to the little fight conference.
Right, they go to the little boxing event.
Let's go.
I'm gonna be famous, dude.
This looks like they're planning something.
Accept me, love me.
That looks kind of fun, actually. Oh no, never mind. I didn't see the person
Right, right. I was like, what?
I'm sorry, that's
What?
not fun. That's not fun.
What? Huh? Huh? That looks fun.
I didn't see the person.
And then her, she like a bikini. Like, so imagine she got no, like, let's say that wheel. She gonna have a big
gonna get
tire.
tore up.
Yeah, damn.
I was almost gonna say, like, is there anything that she could tell you that would make you not want to do this anymore?
No.
Like if she says, well, when it comes to this type of person, or when it comes to this disorder, you don't want to X, Y, Z. You ever think about that? I mean, you don't really know much about him or this thing that you're claiming he might have, so it's like, if somebody tells you something about him, or if somebody tells you something about this potential disorder,
Right.
maybe you might.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay.
You guys want any drinks?
Oh.
Okay.
Got
Got a lot of drinks.
I listen to people's problems all day, but nobody's hearing mine.
I was just saying, I feel like I'm about to get on a roller coaster right now.
Ready for it.
Well,
Was that Final
I'll
Destination?
explain later what this all is. There's a lot more to it than just like originally we were
Just
like
finding
YouTubers.
out.
Yeah, and if you have to be kind of a sociopath to be a YouTuber.
Honestly, are you a sociopath?
I don't know.
So he's about to say yeah.
David's a psychopath.
Surprise, y'all.
Exactly.
I'm also not a sociopath.
Or have some type of personality disorder.
I
They
don't
kind
know.
of led into a weird direction, which we'll get into later. Before we do
You
that,
sound like animals right there.
yes. You know, you came on my podcast, and you were very clued in. Like, you knew that I had struggled with an eating disorder.
I look in the mirror and I see a huge person.
What is body dysmorphic disorder, and how do we know if we have it?
You knew by even looking at me. You're very intuitive about all that. So that's why I wanted to talk to you about this, because I feel like if anybody could tell me what to look for, it would be you. Because I feel like you spot
Well, that's
them.
nice.
You can feel them. I don't know if you can really spot
Like it's a ghost.
Oh my god. Okay, what do you mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna feel those.
It's like you said, roller
I
coaster.
can't.
That's a perfect way to set it up, because it's almost like when you're around people like this, it's if you sense what I sense, I guess, about them, it's like a pit in your stomach. Like it's that feeling, but just from them being around.
Okay.
We keep playing Final Destination.
So, besides the feeling, what are the characteristics, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to it. A lot of it is just the main thing that people talk about is like they have no empathy. And I think
Lack of
that's
empathy.
a hard thing for people to actually fully understand, because most of us don't have this issue. So we feel for other people.
Yeah.
And we feel all day. I feel pissed off. I feel excited. I feel disappointed, whatever. They don't have any of that. For instance, the other day I was in my car and I'm driving, and there's this little old lady that started to get into the crosswalk, and I was like, honey, you got like 12 seconds. I'm worried.
Honey.
People wait for you and like pay attention.
Right.
Right.
A sociopath would just be like, ugh. Like it wouldn't worry. There's no worry for her.
She
They don't
almost
have
got
any
clipped.
empathy for the situation for her. They wouldn't. If someone kicked a dog and they saw it, they wouldn't feel anything for it. They just have no empathy.
No, she is not putting the cat.
And I know I'm talking about like bad things, but
Oh
also
my
good
God.
things. Like they just don't. Like
Bro.
imagine if you lived in a world in your brain where anything that happened to other people, you didn't really care about it at all. You didn't
You're
care
just
what
sitting
how they
there.
felt. You didn't care what happened to them, as long as it didn't affect you.
The moments many feared would be their last.
Ooh. That is terrifying.
Yeah,
interesting,
that's
actually.
Like, ugh, that feeling, like, ugh.
Is that a mental mental disorder? What is it?
Is it?
Technically speaking, a lot of like clinicians like myself would call it antisocial personality disorder.
Hey everyone, it's Iris, and I'm going to talk to you about antisocial personality disorder, which is my diagnosis.
So what are like the bullet points, for example, like in a book, what would it say?
I think there's like different levels to it though. YouTubers, even myself, just being used for okay, so he's saying we don't have it, we're just showing. Right, okay.
Sociopaths believe that like the law doesn't apply to them and like the rules don't apply to them.
When he
They're,
climbs on the
above it,
truck.
and they're so important to everybody else that like they'll get away with it, like nobody will care.
Think you should know while we were
That was
shooting
Justin
the
Bieber.
episode, I got arrested. Okay.
We're getting pulled over. Oh my god. He made me put my hands on the dashboard. Why? Am I threatening?
Did you have your ID, ma'am?
I have a warrant out for my arrest, and he just pulled us over and let us all go.
So they always just think they're better, bigger, more
Keep a warrant, I'm pretty sure they can keep you.
Right. What? Shut up.
failure to conform to social norms with respect to lawful behavior. So they're usually like
Getting into fights,
She ended up starting a full-on fight.
Oh, Cardi B.
stealing.
After stealing a tube of lip gloss, Megan Fox went on a crime spree at her local Walmart.
And it could go as far as murder.
Simpson arrested for the murder of his wife Nicole and her friend Ron Goldman.
But then deceitfulness indicated by repeating lying, using aliases, conning others, so using anything they can to get their needs met. People aren't people, they're just tools to be used
Just like pawns.
in their life for their game, whatever it is.
Little puppets or something.
Okay. So like to a sociopath, the world is a chess game.
Yes.
And all the pieces are people.
And they don't care about them, there's no empathy for them. Remember that. They're just tools. Can I use that to help me get what I want? So for instance,
Kinda make it look like he's
have
killing
antisocial
them.
personality disorder will be extremely rude to any help people. So they tend to be like really quick and like angry and irritable and like push them off.
Manipulator. So like for example, if it was a YouTuber, they would probably be rude to fans. No, because
they'll
they'll
also give them something, yeah. It's because the main two things that they usually want is power and money.
And I'm gonna be the biggest
And attention
entertainer
is
on the
power.
planet. I wanna be the first social media billionaire.
So with fans comes power and money.
Buy that merch. Buy that merch.
Made a whole
It
song.
might be actually really nice to their fans.
Right.
I wouldn't doubt you doing it, man. Oh, I'm going to. Spend $100 free shipping, y'all.
He's awesome.
What?
Spend 100 to get free shipping?
Not really. But if it meant that they could make a video about it and get more views and get more fans.
Oh, I would never.
Ballers, I don't know how to say this, but like we lost.
So they put all the edits in there for.
So
Okay.
creepy.
That,
It's
just
like,
that,
we
yeah.
have to take a shower after this.
Wow.
Then they also are impulsive. So failure to plan ahead. They'll want to do things and then not do things on a whim. Which is what makes them a little dangerous. I always think impulsive is like a dangerous thing. For both them and the people around them. You know?
Because they're not thinking about it.
We know. But they don't have emotions, so like they wouldn't cry.
They might if they thought it made them fit in or like get what they want because they're deceitful.
If they feel like they have to, then they'll do it.
So sociopaths. So they don't have emotions. Do they pretend to have emotions?
Yes, because they'll mimic to fit in to get what they want. You and I aren't going to respond well to someone just asking us for something. We'd have to feel emotionally involved in some way in order to do something that maybe we normally wouldn't do. So in order to get people to be the tools that they need, they'll mimic behavior that they know will elicit the response they want.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So they're pretending to laugh. They're pretending to cry. Are they just like kind of mimicking what they've seen in like movies?
Yeah, movies.
I think so,
around
yeah.
them. If they, like, let's say, for instance, we're talking about YouTube. So if they're watching a ton of YouTube videos and they would see how other people responded, they might even read the comments to see how people react to that kind of a video. And then they'd mimic that in order to let's say someone was super successful and they did story time videos, for instance. And I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just saying if they saw that someone was doing this and they're like, oh, they got so many views and like the people in the comments really feel for them. And then maybe they'll buy more merch or whatever, right? Power, money. Then they'll be like, oh, I could do that too. I could mimic that.
Jake did that to Shane.
Stay gorgeous.
He did that to Shane.
When?
Shane did a video talk. Remember when he was talking to his ex?
When Shane was talking to his ex.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he was in the
I remember
car,
that. Yeah.
Or like the next day or something like that, Jake Paul did the exact same thing.
He did?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So he did it like, it was like the next day or something, or a couple days after. He was in the car talking to his ex or whatever. I didn't watch it.
Is it a real one? Or
I don't know.
Like
I just saw it on trending and I was like, I think Shane was talking about it because he was like, well, this is awkward. How he's talking to his ex and then all of a sudden he's talking to his ex like in a short period amount of time.
I don't know. But that, I guess the question, does some YouTubers have something, I wouldn't say sociopath, but just like something with them because of the things they do for views would be a good question.
I think all YouTubers have a little social.
Because there's a lot of people that do things to copy other people.
Yeah.
Because it's trendy.
What's trendy? So
like whatever's trending, there's gonna be people that copy.
That's what life. That's life always though.
Yeah, I
Businesses
know. But
do
some
that.
people go against like their whole like morale to get the views and everything. So like say if like somebody is like half naked or whatever, like they are half naked, they got views, you gotta be naked, we just gonna blur you out. Like that's like, you know, like I don't know. I don't know. Like some people do this. I don't know. It might be like a thing.
Some people
I don't know.
think like it's just like
I'm not saying anybody has disorders, but I'm just saying like it's like
sometimes people be competitive and so they be like, if they did this, I gotta go above and beyond to beat them. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's competitive.
Or it's just competitiveness. You think that?
Competitiveness, or, you know, some people just, I don't know, some people might do the next big thing. Some people seek attention. You never know. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. But
I'm not either.
But I know everybody follows trends. Even businesses follow trends. Like, you know, businesses copy off each other. Look how many fake iPhones are in China.
I know.
I'm showing you a lot that look just like the iPhone.
Look exactly like
but they call it something
same thing
or
like
something
designers
like
and everything.
Right, exactly. You know, the Balenciaga's making dad shoes that are $2,000. Like, anyway, let's not
about dad shoes.
Right. He easy came up with a dad shoe. Balenciaga was like
what gets people ahead? What type of behaviors? What type of emotional responses get what they want?
Oh my god!
What the hell? Did he really get a girl to do that?
I don't want to say this person's a sociopath because I don't know, but like Logan Paul, for example, the dead body thing was
yes, concerning.
Oh my god, he's hanging. Oh.
But to me, the weirdest part of it was when he was talking about it in the video and talking about suicide prevention.
Afterwards,
there was like a really loud, sad song playing the whole time.
Like I said earlier, suicide, mental illnesses, depression.
To me, it was like, oh, this is sad. I'll put a sad song. So, I'm not saying he's a sociopath, but like that's something that a sociopath would do, right? Be like,
totally. Yeah, because that'd be like mimicking behavior. But to think of like, because that would make it feel it elicit the response maybe he's wanting.
Suicide is not the answer. Literally, guys.
Then seeing the viewers feel like that.
Being a maverick, like it's okay to be different. It's okay to be unique. In fact, I encourage you to do that. If you're not a part of the Low Gang, make sure to subscribe.
Again, not saying he's necessarily a sociopath, but like that would be what.
That would be an action.
Music. I mean, we all know even on YouTube, and it'll say like sad. It like kind of tells you what the music is.
Yeah.
The genre.
It's crazy. If somebody didn't know like how to be emotionally, they would just go to the audio library and like literally click the emotions.
What they want people to feel.
That's real though.
That's real though.
If a YouTuber is a sociopath and they're making an apology video,
I first want to apologize to my brother.
So they just type in sad and they pick one?
I in no way meant to like hurt his feelings.
Would they not know what a sad song was?
They might know it just because of society. Think about like radio DJs.
Like they match it to
a sad song about a lost lover. I mean, I don't know. So they probably learned, but I think what they don't have knowledge of is what it is to experience that emotion.
When a sociopath cries, do other people not feel anything? Because I've been around some people who have cried in front of me, and not like in a video or anything, just in real life, and I'm like, why do I not feel anything? I don't feel anything right now.
It could
is
be.
that a sign?
So as you can see,
I don't know.
I got a tear coming out.
Because if they're mimicking, they are honing their craft kind of. So if they're not very good at it, they won't elicit the right response out of you.
Her fans are not having it.
Because they're not really that good at doing it.
Once again, Shane's
is such a great actor, but when you take pictures of people, they're caught off guard. They don't have time to put the mask on. So the eyes look dead, and they have this creepy, weird, fake smile, or their eyes will be dead, but then the mouth will do this.
Or maybe they just don't have makeup on now. Like, oh.
We're only halfway through. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Irritability and aggressiveness is indicated by repeated physical fights or assaults.
As this is not the first time she's been
Why do you
caught
keep
on
bringing
video
up Cardi B for
throwing a
fight?
shoe in a fight.
She did hit her. She has a good aim that time.
Oh shit! Okay.
Especially if someone tries to discredit them or put them down in some way, this will be like a major.
I saw all the memes online.
Yeah.
She got her ass whooped by a fucking 13-year-old.
Oh my lord.
They don't want to fight people.
Oh
Or they want to be
god.
aggressive. And I honestly believe that females, this might be a little bit different, where it would be more of a manipulation component to hurt them emotionally. Or maybe like girls would like shout and scream and like try to embarrass them in some way.
Like throw a tantrum.
Ass deported.
Then next is reckless disregard for the safety of self or others. So they don't really care what happens to them, because again, like, remember, they don't have any empathy, they don't have any feeling, they don't have feelings like we do in the same way, so they really don't care if something bad happens.
You do not care about what happens to you at all.
As his lawyer spoke to the press, Simpson goofed around, making faces like he didn't have a care in the world.
So, like, okay,
He
for
probably
example,
knew he
if
was
they were
gonna get
on a
out.
plane,
I'm not even gonna talk about that.
turbulence. It's like, oh, the plane's about to go down. They wouldn't even really care.
Not necessarily.
It's just like, oh, the game is over.
Oh wow.
I just get the chills. The game is over.
So the game is
Drive
over.
fast, probably. Like, do drugs, drink. Do things that harm their bodies. They don't care.
Yeah, because they don't care.
Tattoos.
Probably.
They put their friends in bad places, so that would be like...
Yeah, like think of YouTube, like if they were doing like challenges, they wouldn't care if it was like really dangerous for someone or like hurt someone.
But if we can get a trampoline and jump in the middle of traffic, that would be so fire. Let's do this.
Or,
Can't like police come and get
like,
them?
the Paul brothers
Yes,
are
but-
sociopaths at all, but like wasn't it Jake Paul that like lit a huge fire in his pool with like furniture and stuff?
Yes, he did. I remember that.
That could have, yeah.
Yeah.
Next door could have been sleeping. Like for God's sake, they don't consider that.
A lot of people can fall into that category, putting their friends in harm without caring.
Yeah. Then we have consistent irresponsibility. They don't know what it's like to be responsible because they don't care about how that affects other people. Let's say they got kicked out of their house and that meant that all the people that lived with them were kicked out too. They'd be like, whatever, I'll figure it out. Because they don't care about themselves.
Wow.
And then
That's
this
kinda
is like
deep.
the worst. This is the final one. But this last one is lack of remorse. So like, let's say they're being reckless and people get hurt. They don't.
I mean,
give
they
a
don't
shit
care.
about it.
Okay, so for example, if the YouTuber... I'm trying not to be too on the nose with this, but like...
Jake.
If somebody got hurt during a prank or during a
You got
video or doing something for them, they wouldn't care.
She break her leg?
I think she's okay.
No.
Like Tanacon, for instance, with you felt such remorse. You were like, oh my god, people are outside, this is terrible, I feel terrible.
He won't bring it up.
You find a way to reimburse people. Someone who fit this would be like, nah, whatever. Fuck them. That would be their whole mentality. They might even be like they bought tickets and they were
Like
taking
they already got
risks.
their
Like
money.
they just try to they'd rationalize it. Like they would blame others because they try to rationalize it out to make it not their fault because they just don't really care.
Wow.
Ooh, I'm feeling sick.
It's really gross. And it's just creepy. And the thing I think is hard for people who don't have this to understand is like it's hard for us to view life without emotion or without caring.
Well, that's because we
What
experience
they
it
live
every
in.
day.
That's their experience.
So they're like, it's kind of like a robotic state of living, right? So
Yeah, they're kind of like a robot.
I saw an image when I googled it, and it said that sociopath is like they're wearing a mask. And around certain people, I use a different one. Like around you, I'm going to be funny. Around you, I'm going to be sad. Around you, I'm going to be charming. Around you, but what's under the mask is the truth.
Yeah.
And that person is never seen.
No, I'd almost argue like doesn't really exist.
You just really do whatever personality fits the situation.
Because their whole life is spent like manipulating others and mimicking behavior to fit in. So that's why there's different masks for different people, because you'll notice if you're around someone like this when they're giving you like the heebie-jeebies.
Daddy loves her, and Daddy's gonna give her anything she wants as long as she does what Daddy tells her.
They do a lot of...
That sounds a little creepy.
I don't know how else to describe it other than just being like a data detective. They're trying to get as much information about you as possible. The thing about YouTube is put it out there so they can find it by just watching, if we're being honest. So they're going to be detectives, they're going to scrounge, they're going to get as much information as they can so they can create the right mask for you. So that they can manipulate to get what they want. Because people aren't people, they're tools.
If you wanted to segue into like a big picture about like YouTubers, because that's got to say something about YouTubers and YouTube in general.
That's what I was saying.
Described as like, that's like a playground for people like that, right?
Is that,
right.
Like, YouTube is that. It is like a playground.
That's what I was saying earlier
I've
before.
been watching YouTubers growing up, and now they're like, oh, I'm 18. I'm going to be a YouTuber. I'm going to use everything I learned. So, do you think it is possible that a lot of YouTubers might be this?
They could be, or they could be narcissistic.
What's that?
I think it's
what's that?
Yeah, because narcissism is again, it's like born out of trauma usually, which kind of makes you feel bad for them a little bit, but like not that much, because they feel so fragile as a person that they put up like this wall that they're better than.
They're better than everybody.
They want everybody to like them. They want to control everything and everybody else, so they tend to be really manipulative as well. So there is some overlap with this, but they do actually feel things. But they manipulate in the same way.
But they still they have a heart.
Yes.
Do sociopaths have a heart?
I don't believe so.
I think they do. It's just that they probably just don't know how to feel. I feel like.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I wouldn't say they don't have heart. I feel like they do, but it's just like they can't.
I definitely met a few.
They can't match the same feelings everybody else does.
Right.
I feel like
we're talking about like that.
Yeah. And I've met a few that fit this, but I don't get that gut feeling. Are those people probably
better manipulators, or they know enough about you?
I literally, my heart.
It's really gross. I know. So like them, you might even be like friends with them because you don't know you're being manipulated.
And why is it showing everybody that he hangs out with?
Just showing clips.
Yeah.
How realistic is it that like what's like the statistic? I guess like how realistic is it for me to know one?
They say 1 in 25.
1 in 25.
1 in 25.
Oh damn. Really?
Oh wow.
Well, I think that's a little.
Oh.
I thought it was like 1 in 10,000 or something.
They make it seem like it's a really low percentage.
But it's a high
percentage. It's the same as like schizophrenia or other mental illnesses that we know well and we see and we hear about. But even in school, they didn't really talk enough about this because they
don't bring attention to
the dark side essentially.
But they should though.
Why?
That's why I was watching YouTube videos about it.
Why is this something that nobody talks about? 1 in 25 is like
a lot.
A person in your class, or a person in my family for sure, or a person in my friend group, or like 100 people on YouTube or more.
Yeah. Yeah, it's way more
That's
common.
big.
Once you kind of start paying attention to it, you can feel those people out.
Wow.
So for people watching at home in their day-to-day life, what should they look for? Is it the person who's always happy? Is there like a mean character?
In truth, it'd be someone who is really popular.
Simpson had an active social life and lots of friends.
And someone who always knows the right thing to say for some reason, no matter the situation. They're always really witty.
You know, they have a lot of charm. I'm not a monster.
I see. All right. So at least you had a cake.
Yeah, I'm not a sociopath.
Yeah.
They're actually super intelligent usually because to manipulate takes a lot of intelligence. Imagine all the like detecting we have to do and searching for all those little bits about people that we can use to manipulate them. It takes a lot of effort. They probably have a lot of different relationships in their past, like They tend to bounce from friends to friends because as soon as people start to see a chink, if they're not very good at manipulating, they'll move on to another group.
Like somebody else that they can get.
Not very far in a radius, but they'll move from like a city to another city, so that the people who kind of figured out something was up aren't there anymore.
And then they'll go to a whole new place, like restart.
Yeah,
really.
They can even be married with kids. Whatever they think helps them fit in. Think about anything in life: owning a home, having a dog, getting married, having kids, whatever it may be. They're gonna put up the best show that they can, and they're master manipulators. So they can manipulate people into thinking that they love them.
Well, I punched her a number of times.
Oh.
I fell in love with that person.
You threatened to beat the blank out of her.
That's embarrassing.
When you got home, also said you warned you were going to kill her. You don't appear like a violent person. In fact, you appear rather calm, rather nice.
They'll do everything someone wants, whatever they think that, like, they'll learn so much about this person. Also, we talked about YouTube being their playground, so are online dating sites.
Oh, I know people do that for sure.
They can learn a lot about them in their profile.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll do exactly what they want them. Like
whatever they match.
Because they always ask, like, what would be your perfect mate? They'll become that perfect mate.
Because it doesn't matter either way to them, because they're not losing anything.
Because they don't have any empathy. They don't care. It's people are tools. So if I need to get married or need to be in a relationship, how do I make that happen?
They'll do that.
And they'll want to move quick, too. They'll, like, get to know you, and then they'll want to be your best friend, or they'll want to start dating, or then they'll start asking you to marry them, or they'll want to move in. Like, everything moves pretty quickly. Not crazy quick, because they're manipulators, but, like just enough
time.
And your friends and family be like, that's really fast, and I don't know them very well. And they won't let you see much of their life either. Like, usually they're hesitant to let people over to their house, or in their bedrooms, or parts of their space that they can't, like, completely make look a certain way.
Oh.
What am I?
He's like, what am I now?
I feel like I attract sociopaths.
Potentially. I'm not so soft.
Like, I'm not
so soft. Like
you're so soft.
YouTubers who I've like done videos with or any of that. I just mean in my real life. Like,
yeah.
I feel like, but I also feel like I like get them and I want to help them and all of that.
Because you're empathic.
So an empath. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's essentially
you feel a lot of emotions.
Feel for other people.
Yeah.
So this is the opposite. An antisocial personality disorder or a sociopath would be your antithesis, like the complete opposite. So every time you think, oh, but like,
oh, I feel bad for
really
this person.
Suck for them.
Right.
They would have none of that. That doesn't exist. They might even be like,
they'll just look at it and be like,
happens, and you're like, what's for lunch? Like, let's move on, because it has no energy, no feeling for them. But an empath is someone you might even like attract these people because you do feel so much.
And they want to mimic you.
In doing so, unfortunately, you offer up a lot of yourself. And so they're like, oh, I can use all of this to make this work for me.
But
you're cutting a doll.
Does that mean they don't even like me?
Possibly. I don't know if they know how to like people or love people.
See, here I go again. I'm like, that's so sad.
It is.
But
is sad.
Is it sad? Because they don't think it's sad.
It's sad for you. Because it would affect you. It doesn't affect them.
Do you feel like you're being used, maybe?
Because I just feel sad now. Because I'm like, okay, if it's 1 in 25 people, that's a lot. We all know one. Or multiple.
Might know one.
So then it's like, that person is never going to experience like the joy of like having sex for the first time. Or like getting your first car. Or like going to an amusement. They don't like... But that's sad. It's like a robot.
It is kind of sad.
But they don't know any different. And they don't really care.
But that's their life. That's all they know.
It always goes back to that. Because it's like hard to be like, oh, that must be horrible for them. And I'm sure if someone has some of the signs and symptoms but isn't fully engulfed in it, they might be really bummed and like try to fix it. But the amount of people I'd assume that fall into that category are very slim to none. Especially if you don't catch it early enough.
Wow.
Because it only gets worse.
What would happen if they went to therapy?
Oh God. Probably nothing, whatever they wanted to happen.
Isn't that what you said before?
They're never going to tell me what's really going on or what they're worried about. They could potentially only get better at manipulating people. Because if they're given like more tools in therapy,
they're going to use it.
Being helpful, and you're actually, especially if it's like a couple, if you're sharing more about yourself, then you're giving them more information.
Why are we both looking at each other?
To manipulate you. I like to believe people can get better. That's why I do what I do, but I don't know if they can.
Could it get dangerous?
I think there's a chance for everyone.
very much so. 15% of those in prison have antisocial personality disorder or sociopaths.
That was a quick.
Makes sense.
Well, maybe if there's like, you know, recurring crimes that you do.
The torture didn't go on anymore.
Right, and I regret not killing my other victim. I should have killed him too. I just didn't have time. I had to go somewhere.
Will you kill him?
Oh, wow.
If the opportunity arises, I hope so. Okay, we're done.
Are you done?
Yeah.
All right.
Good shit, dude. That's gonna be crazy, isn't it? That's gonna be wicked.
Oh.
Make it look good, please.
No, I don't think that's wicked.
That's gonna be wicked.
Okay, that leads me to...
She said she didn't have time to kill the other one because she had to go somewhere.
Yeah, that's
YouTubers.
That's creepy.
Insane.
Jake Paul.
It's possible. I mean, I don't know him. That's the thing. Is like people put on shows to be on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Personas.
They put on personas, yeah.
But going back to the symptoms and signs that we just read through, like not caring if people get hurt. He's done things to people, like terrorizing members of his like team, right? Like the lack of emotion in his eyes and stuff is kind of creepy. But I'd have to. I don't know. Is he? I mean,
he'd have to go to the doctor.
Is he remorseful?
She'll have to pull up.
Does he just pretend he's remorseful? We see like videos where he says he is, but is he? I don't know.
First of all, I'm so sorry to.
There's so many apology videos.
I know he's definitely impulsive, but he's also like a younger guy, you know? But I'd have to get to know him better because like we think there's empathy, but is it a show? Is it manipulation? I'd like to hear what other people in his life have to say because they know him better.
Right.
Like his family.
Possible. Do you have to get a fuller picture of like how he is when the camera's not on and how like what his past girlfriends have to say? Because people who aren't in his life will have a lot better things to say than people who are, because people are technically being manipulated right now, if that's the case. And I don't know if he is either. Like, I don't know. I haven't met him either. And I'd have to meet him.
We haven't
I'd have to
either.
get to know him a little bit more. And have to, you know what I mean? To get a full picture. Because it could be narcissism. It could be nothing. He could be totally fine and it's just a persona. We don't know.
Would you come?
Yeah, I'll go. Let's hope it's not scary.
I mean, is that, but do I not tell? Do I
tell him that you're
Do I say
bringing
like, oh, I just want to sit and talk and whatever, and then I slowly get into the sociopath?
Like his actions? I don't know.
I don't think we ask. I think it's more because we're kind of on like we're being detectives. We're trying to figure it out. So I think it's more like, hey, a lot of people talk trash about you because they do, and that's why I don't want to say he necessarily is because I don't really know. But
yeah,
you know, here's a way for us to sit down and talk and figure some stuff out. I think it's just kind of like a very open-ended because we'll see where it leads us. And between the two of us, hopefully we can figure out if he's manipulative or if he's lying or telling the truth and stuff like that. I'm like trained at that pretty well, but like I'm still human.
Yeah.
The one thing about them that I think is really important to know too is that they're instantly likable. They're extremely charismatic.
Well, yeah, kids like them all the time.
Allows them to. So they can woo your grandma. They can make kids like them. Everybody thinks they're the life of the party and the best person because remember when I was saying like they know just exactly what to say at the right time. They're witty. They're quick-witted. They're usually really funny and just overall charismatic. So everybody's gonna like them right away.
See, that gives me hope that he's not one. Because like not to drag him, but he's really not likable. I mean, people instantly, they hate that guy.
But kids like him,
very
though.
hateable, punchable, I'd say.
This is a punchable.
You know what I mean? Like when somebody's trying to punch that guy, like Jake Paul.
Yeah, it's like it's almost like Jeffrey. The people love to hate him.
Jeffree Star, same thing. Go kill yourself. Well,
what's that?
I feel like that
ASMR?
Like if,
Talk crap
if
to
you were
you.
to say a certain celebrity who was a sociopath, ooh, could I get in trouble?
Oh.
But like,
No.
we don't know.
I don't know.
It would be somebody instantly likable, like.
Yeah, I don't know. I hate to like drag somebody.
You don't want to say somebody's
super
name.
Nice. That's why people like them. But and then I'm not calling anybody out. But let's say like an Ellen. She's super nice. Everybody loves her. And like that would be. And I don't think she is. But I'm just saying that like that's the type of person we're talking about. Is like that super personality. Everybody
like
likes
that somebody always
know
goes
why.
to.
Did you happen to see the Logan Paul Casey Neistat interview?
Yes.
I didn't see that.
I did not see that. I didn't see that.
I mean, it was a little creepy, and he didn't really answer the questions.
We probably should watch
which
it.
I found interesting.
Yeah.
And it kind of narcissistic. It was all about him and like how it affected him.
It's the most viewed anti-suicide PSA ever.
The one thing that was interesting that relates to like sociopathic behavior is like instead of accepting, like you and I, if something happened, like even the Tanacon thing, you're like, oh my god, this is terrible, I feel terrible. Any normal person would be like, I am so sorry, and like earnestly, you are sorry.
Like you're sorry that they went through all of that.
Feelings. A sociopath will in turn say that it was so hard for me. You have no idea. They'll cry. There's all the money I lost and all the things that happened, and so that you feel bad for them. They want to turn it around on this situation on its head, so that then you're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, and you'll leave every conversation feeling like it was worse for them, and you feel bad for them, you know, or you'll view them in a positive light.
So they turn it around, basically.
They're such a nice person. Like they'll just completely turn it around.
Maybe I'm being cynical, but there's a little whiff of it sounding like you see yourself in some capacity as a victim.
No. I've made a severe and
we saw that video.
Lapse in my judgment.
Logan is like so like
super charismatic.
But Logan, I feel like, is more likable, right? Like not as many people hate him.
He always seems like the good brother.
Mm-hmm.
I was like growing up in fact.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, like everybody loves Logan, loves Logan, loves Logan.
He gets away with everything.
Gets away with everything because he's so nice and fun and charming. And Jake is, that probably could even make, even if Logan's not a sociopath, that could just make Jake even more angry, rebellious, like whatever. Having, like,
anything to get attention too, maybe.
Accept me, love me.
Might be like why.
And that's why they feud so much.
Yeah, trying to see who could outdo who.
They will, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't really care that much. Like, it's just money, and I'm getting abused.
I remember that,
Jake
too.
would actually be personally, like,
might actually be mad
at his brother.
I don't know.
Look at Jake's face.
I try to be just like him. It's so easy to get sucked into trying to be someone else, and that's what happened most of my life with my brother.
So he's trying to compete with him 24/7. That's basically what it is.
Antisocial personality disorder is more common among first-degree biological relatives. So they're more predisposed than the general population. So we're talking about that 1 in 25. If you have someone in your family who has antisocial personality disorder, you're much more likely.
Wow.
You said something about, like, a traumatic event. Like, if a kid has a traumatic event happen, are they more likely to become a sociopath later?
I think they're more predisposed for a lot of things. Like trauma messes with us
in
so many various ways. Traumas happen all the time. Let's say you're raised in a household where you were physically abused from like the ages of 3 to 12. Essentially what trauma does, if it's done at a young age, is it
follows you.
It like doesn't allow us the time to feel safe or to feel like we're actually cared for. It instills fear when we don't really have any place, we don't know where to go with that, we don't have any way to use it, we don't have any coping skills yet. How do we deal with that feeling?
You create something
to
deal
children,
with it.
honestly, to like stop perpetuating the cycles that we all have done, is like letting them know that how they feel is okay and it's valid. We might not agree, but that doesn't mean that they don't still have that feeling. And if we teach children how to communicate about how they feel, I honestly think that a lot of the ailments and issues we struggle with mentally, as well as physically, could be resolved.
I think that is like...
Basically being able to talk about things.
You know, my mom was going through a lot. And I felt like I had to be strong.
For her.
She was like having trouble. So it was always like, oh, Shane's my rock. He's my support system. Oh, he's always strong. So
I like for other people in your life now, too? Are you like a fixer?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, because you were like a parentified child, so you've been like an adult since you were whatever age.
Yeah. And I think now I'm just at the point where I'm like, I like stay up all night and I'm just lost, and I'm just like, oh, which is why I started falling down the holes of like
as like different
because I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like, why am I so lost? If I can help all these people,
that's weird. That robot
why am I so depressed? Why am I all these things? I look at my channel and I'm like, oh, the more I'm helping people, the worse I'm getting.
Oh,
and
that's
this
sad.
Experience with Jake and this sociopath, all
that's sad.
This very much feels like the breaking point of like, maybe it'll be good to realize I can't help him.
Maybe.
And maybe I should just literally go go to therapy myself.
Definitely.
If you think you have that.
Instead of trying to give therapy to YouTubers like I've been doing.
Yes.
There is hope. Don't worry.
Everybody has a chance to like, you
Yeah, I
know,
might have to do a
improve.
series just about
That's
you
what I
fixing
think.
me. Maybe that is the series. Jeez, like an actual therapist fixing me. Cause like that wow.
How long
That'll
is
be
the series?
500.
Long
500
series.
parts.
Yeah.
Okay, well I'm gonna go outside and second guess every single
Think about things.
I'm so sorry. It's not that many. I mean, it's quite a few.
Look how she said it's not that
Right.
many, but it's still kind of a lot.
Oh my god.
Make you rethink life now. Now you're just like, okay. Rethink the people that's around
you. More than just a Jake Paul series at this point, right? This is like what she described is so many people I know, and so many people I've met, worked
So many
with,
YouTubers
and friends with,
probably.
and been in relationships with. Anybody could be a sociopath. Anybody. Like, well, there's a bar right there. Like, if we walk
Like,
into
there
that
could be
bar,
one
there's
in there.
probably 100 people, so that means there's 4.
Why isn't that like a thing that's like talked about? It's so weird.
Because the people in charge might be that. Think about it this way. If
like
you
in
teach
Congress
a
or
sociopath,
something.
why would she teach you about it? She doesn't want you to know her tricks. I just got the chills.
What the hell?
What the hell was that?
Donald Trump is a sociopath. So what if every president's a sociopath? Kind of would make sense, right? I heard Steve Jobs.
Oh, that's kind of scary, actually.
I guess I never really thought about what that even meant. I just hear that word and I go, oh, that's different.
Literally all I know is I'm not a sociopath, you're not a sociopath, and like that's it.
Oh, he doesn't know about Ryan?
This girl,
Rylan?
she could be a sociopath. Look at her, she's smiling. Look at her.
Oh, it's like the same.
Sociopath?
No. I actually.
He got the same shirt on.
Catching birds, you know, those scooters.
That's what a sociopath is. 2 questions. Number 1, do you think Jake Paul is a sociopath?
Absolutely.
Oh, quick and
Do
fast.
you think you know any sociopaths in your real life?
No.
No.
Not.
Exactly.
You wouldn't know,
What if I
though.
told you that 1 in 25
I don't think.
people is a sociopath?
Then I would be questioning my friends.
Same. Wanted a picture?
He's like, okay. I was weird that we were wearing the same shirt. I felt like I was in it.
You are in it. Okay, hold on. They got the to be continued.
You are so beautiful. I just want to cut your skin off and wear it.
That's creepy.
Number 3. Step on up.
Oh no, that is probably one of the worst things that I've seen. Yeah, Shane.
I don't want to like. I don't want to get involved in family drama.
Okay. Man, this really does make you think about like different YouTubers. I think it's scarier if you're a YouTuber yourself. Because you've been around other YouTubers and stuff like that. And it's like, you think about it like that. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's very it is concerning that I didn't know that it was 1 in 25. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. But also, you know, I think another reason why, like, you probably wouldn't know if, like, your friend or somebody in your family was one is because probably they put on a mask or something all the time with you. And it's not like you could see them, like, on a screen. Like, you know, like, we see Jake on a screen all the time. And you see, like, he may put on a personality or whatever, and you're seeing it, like, every day and everything. But, like, as far as like people around you, you're not like observing them 24/7. You're not like staring at them like on as you would on the screen.
So okay.
So I think that's why I don't think it's as noticeable.
So we did meet Jake Paul. I mean,
no, we didn't. I was like, we met Logan.
Logan Paul.
Yeah.
From the conversation that we had with him, do you think he's a sociopath?
I can't tell because I think that he definitely exaggerates his personality on camera.
Oh, hell.
He definitely does. Because when we met him, it was more like mellow, like, oh, hey, yeah, what's up? And I was not expecting that. Like, we even said that like, in the video.
Do you think he was putting on that?
Yeah, for us?
Yeah, for us.
I'm not sure. Because then again, I'm not around him 24/7. I don't know him that much. We barely watch his videos.
Right.
So I don't know. I can't say. You know.
Yeah. So because I know, I definitely was mellow.
He was way more mellow. I thought he was gonna be like, oh yeah, join the low gang, and like that didn't happen. Like it was just like, yeah. And it was just weird to me. I was not expecting it, so I was just like, okay, all right, so this is how you are normal. And I think it was partial confusion because we were all like kind of confused in that airport. We were all confused. Because they were like, "Where you going? You going to Paris?" I was like, "No, we going to London." So I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, and then I asked an old lady. And I asked her, "Hey, do you know where our gate is at?" She was like. And then we laughed. I'm like, what the hell?
Like you have to look at this projector screen that shows everybody's flight, and then you have to wait.
I'm like, don't you?
For the gate to.
I felt so disrespected. I'm like, don't you work here? She getting upset at me because I'm asking her a question.
We were just, I think all of us were just confused. That might be a thing too, as to why everybody was so mellow. Because we were just trying to figure stuff out because we were in a foreign country. So we were just like, I don't know. But I think it is important for schools to teach that as well, like more, because I know, like I took like AP Psych, so like of course like I learned that. I didn't take it by choice, by the way. They put me in there, okay?
Nice.
But I took that class, and like of course they talked about it a little bit, and then that's when I went and I was watching all those videos on YouTube and stuff to learn more about it and everything. And I think because they don't push that out in school that much, that's why people feel like if they do have it, they can't talk about it because it's not seen as a normal. But since it's 1 to 25, I would think that it's kind of is, like, so people need to know these things and like,
so the question is
not act like they're monsters or anything, but this is just how they feel. Like we feel all the time, but this person doesn't. That's their normal.
Yeah.
Like we're abnormal probably to them that have antisocial personality, because like they can't feel it, so they're trying to I think they're trying to understand how we feel. I don't think they're monsters. Right. So that's what I feel like.
The question is, Jasmine, are you a sociopath?
No.
You a psychopath?
No.
What is a psychopath though? What is a psychopath?
I think a psychopath is somebody that does feel things and everything, but
enjoys it.
I think they just like probably creating chaos. I think.
Oh, some men just like
they feel happy.
Yeah,
I think that psychopaths probably feel happy that something is going on versus sociopaths don't care at all. They're just like, well, you know.
But where does that? Because there's some situations where people just don't care. Like if it doesn't affect them, they don't care until it affects them.
Yeah.
So does that make them? Is that?
I don't think that.
What is it called? They call it numbing.
I think it's more, I would say it's more numb rather than you just
like you see it you see it so often you're just like, I don't care.
Because there's some times where I feel like that, because I feel like sometimes I'm like Shane, like I like to help people and stuff like that, but if I feel like I'm telling you the same thing over and over
and you're not
getting it, and like there's like a point where where I get to like, okay, whatever, you just do whatever you want now. Yeah. And then if something happens, then it happens because I've tried to help you.
Exactly.
And then if you don't listen, then I'm just numb to it. I'm just like, okay, well, you created this now. Right. Because I've tried to help you. And then that's where I feel numb. Then like I kind of feel bad that I feel numb about it, but then I don't at the same time. It's like I should feel bad that I don't care.
So you're a tiny bit sociopath.
No, I don't think so. It's just, I don't know. I think people reach those points where like, you definitely have. For sure. I know you have. Yeah. Like I feel.
I think everyone could agree with that.
Like,
so
just
so you know that you're not a sociopath just because if you tell your friend over and over again and she keeps dating the wrong man. And you keep telling them he ain't nothing, and they doing the same thing. It's a cycle. It's not your fault. You know yeah. But this is interesting.
It is interesting. I feel like we're all going through like a therapy session.
Yeah, really.
But I don't want people to come out of this like looking at everybody like oh, you're crazy. Like, are you a sociopath? Are you a bad? Like, I don't think that people with this disorder are bad people. Okay, let's just put that out there. I think they're trying to understand you. And understand society because they don't have that feeling. And everybody else does. So they're trying to
What's very interesting was like some of the politicians may be sociopaths.
That could be a possibility though.
Yeah.
Because they could probably be putting things in place and they really don't care. They're just like, whatever.
I got what I
want. Whatever moves me up the ladder, So I don't know, it could be.
I remember we was watching House of Cards. And Frank Underwood.
He's definitely.
Frank Underwood was definitely a sociopath.
Or like something.
He was a psych. He was both.
He was crazy.
He was. No,
I don't know.
No, he might have been a psychopath because the only reason why he did all that. No, the only reason why he did all that because he didn't like get like whip or something like that. They gave it to somebody else. Yeah. And he said, you know what? I'm gonna take the whole thing.
And he wanted all that power and stuff and was doing whatever he had to do to get to
it. If they would have just gave him what he wanted, but they didn't, and so he went above and beyond. So he might be as a psychopath then.
I don't know. I feel like you don't know if you have it unless you're like properly diagnosed. So don't be out here after watching this series and be like, oh yeah, you know what, you got it. Like
or
no,
your friend
like,
or start putting
like or I have it, or like or looking
don't do that
negatively at other people that might have it. Like don't do that,
guys. Please,
I know you was gonna get messed up. After
all right,
I already knew it. All right,
comment below. Tell us what you think.
Don't forget to like,
subscribe,
share.